Hello, everyone, and welcome to Speedgaming. Today we've got another match of the Speedgaming Live 2024 Ocarina of Time Randomizer online tournament. Here we've got ourselves a brackets round 2 match between Retropolis and SombreV. I'm starting with me on comms as Nath. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing today?
Doing good. Looking forward to a fun match here. Got two very good runners. Should be interesting to see how they do.
Yeah, Retro has been in my league division last season, and now this season. Very good runner. I haven't played with Sombre very much, but I know they're also very solid.
Yeah, they've
So
both
yeah.
been around two of the newer members of the community relative to some of the veterans we have in this tournament, but both quite skilled, so this should be an interesting matchup here.
Yeah, Sombre ended up beating Jimbo, was it 2 days ago? In round 1, and Jimbo is a very accomplished runner, so very impressive on that round 1. Retro
Yeah,
as well winning their first round, so.
Yeah, Retro beat Gavaroni, one of the long time members of the community there in round 1, so should be fun. Wonder if this is going to get clunked with. Oof, that's going to be a fun one. What the hell's happened versus Cola? The winner of that is getting this. Is who the winner of this race is getting. No easy matchups. Should be interesting. We have ourselves a water medallion start with Sun Song.
Yeah, sounds good. We end up needing skulls, which is good in general. It's not too many time-based checks, but there are some that having Sun's just very nice time of day convenience.
Yep, water medallion, not really quite the one you want to start with, but if we need to do burning cack, it's makes it a little easier.
There's been a lot of 80 this season.
Yeah, right about 10. I've been on a bit of a mean streak.
Yeah, looks like we're off.
Okay, med check. These Dekus are pre-completed.
Like Shadow, Spirit, Jabu, and then Fire and Water.
I'll get those in after we check Lost Woods, Water Temple, the Fountain, and Kokiri.
Some good foolishes.
Yeah, having both. Sorry, I'm really trying to type and talk at the same time. Having both Lost Woods and Kokiri Forest being foolish makes it interesting. That completely kills a very good portion of the early game.
Yeah, honestly, if you don't find anything in your adult one here, like, I on Team Valley Lakers for multi-world, usually I wouldn't ever go Valley Lake in these settings, but like, if you find nothing in adult, like Valley seems pretty good.
Yeah, because Lost Woods Kokiri is just means that just kills off a good.
A lot of your
See,
Sphere
5
Zero
of
is gone.
10. Like almost, yeah, like 10 Sphere 0 checks is gone right there.
And honestly, like again, if you find nothing in CAC as adult, like 10 skulls is very live.
Mm-hmm. Chat has
And
a
there's
point
been a
that we
lot
have.
of seeds or 10 skulls with burn runners.
Yep.
Myself included.
Also, see, we have yeah, as Chat mentions, we have a very high item requirement dungeons for required today. Dekus are pre-completed. Forest is the Vanilla Forest Medallion, and DCs are Fire Medallion. So, yeah, not the
we
friendly
have
way out.
what's called the three, I like calling, that we require all three of them, like the major items that like you need for done bosses. Hammer, mirror, shield, ring. We also need long shot for water. Like, basically need everything.
Yep, pretty much. Because the 3 dungeons we don't necessarily need to beat, well, Deku only requires the Kokiri sword, so yeah. And then Forest and DC, you're going to find the items anyway to beat those dungeons. We got a wallet here in the windmill. We also saw hidden at Fire Temple's path to Morpha.
It looks like we're skipping the wall there.
You see all in the windmill, always nice. And well, we don't necessarily need a wallet for these runners.
Yeah, wall is nice. But nothing you really need.
Retro does decide to get it just in case. 20
Ooh,
skills
hover
is
on
what
20,
now?
so we need 20.
And 30 is bomb shoes. Okay.
So definitely go toward 10 skulls really now, because you just need 20 anyway.
Yeah, we need those hover boots. And nothing on Adel Anju. Fire Temple Path to Morpha is going to be either Longshot or Irons, most likely. Water is this Shadow Medallion, so cannot be first hook.
It could be your first hook, the other one is not hook locked. But yeah, it can't be a path hook there.
No. As always, for chat, since OTR is typically hosted over on Speedgaming channels, feel free to ask questions if you haven't seen the show OTR for and are curious how this all works. As we get Big Chest for SombreV is our Goron Tunic. Speaking of the wall that we really
Yeah,
don't
right.
need
Skip
now.
the wall, get a free Goron Tunic. Some good items so far, but nothing like major progressive.
No, I missed it was in the crate there for SombreV. We're
I
gonna
think
look
that
in a
was
minute for
nothing.
Retro.
We'll get a peek on Retro side, but I don't think it was anything there. Yep, just a bloopy. Nothing from Dompe today, just a bloopy and whatever's in this chest that we're not going to see because it's not shoes anyway.
Yeah, oh, sorry, I got a little sidetracked. What was on Dompe?
Absolutely nothing.
Ah, figures.
Freaking Sun's Grave here since we did start with Sunsong.
And Big
And
Chest.
something here. A
Okay,
bow.
first row.
Grab another check on the way out of CAC.
Yep. Doesn't open a ton on in and of itself, but it's nice to have early.
Honestly, it's good for routing your Adult 1 here, because now you can go up DMT. You can not only get into Lost Woods, but you can also do your entry into DMC.
Yep. Yeah, because that is our first way of blowing up Link the Goron.
And we're getting Composer Grave here too.
Yep, with CL and the Windmill, this is a free song. Can't get the Torches chest, but that's common logic anyway. Yeah, as you said, fairly dry start otherwise. Goron Tunic does not much of anything, though only opens up so much. And our song here is Nocturne. Well, that's nice.
One less song that can get in the way of burning CAC. Oh, it's good.
Yep. Gonna play it immediately. More bad. Gonna check the hint here and just get out brave. So where's the
Domain to
main hint?
Baronade.
Vanilla
Vanilla Rudos?
Well, Vanilla Rudos isn't in domain, but Rudos or Boomerang there would be fun. It's good though if it is. That it's nice to have that hint though, because otherwise it's kind of you don't generally want to go Jabu without both a boomerang and letter a lot of the time, so it's nice to know that one of those things is probably
Even
just
with
there.
a hint, I might not go to domain right away. Like, it's kind of like...
Well, I'd still try to find one of the two things you need for it, but
Yeah, but
this
I
way
would maybe try to hold off till we
really...
get magic so you can put Furores in Jabu if it's letter there, but... I wouldn't hold off for too long. Kind of depends on what you find here in the entry.
Yep. Retro deciding to go child and then immediately save quit. SombreV finding Vanilla Bow on Handle Archery. Funny game.
Hey,
And
Lon
Child
Lon.
spawns the Ranch Tower. Okay. Not very useful, but oh well.
Honestly, lets you get to Lon Lon, quicker, I guess. So just do it in reverse.
Yeah, kind of a slightly weird version of 3 Song. And it looks like Sombra also going to go Child, having checked Adult Shooting Gallery. I'm a little surprised Retro didn't do so before going Child, but maybe they're going to walk back out to CAC.
I'm kind of
Doesn't
surprised
really...
to see he's an early child when your zeros as child are all dead, but not the
There's not that
worst.
much to do as adult either.
Hey,
Minuet,
Minuet.
okay. That is nice to check SFM a little faster without having to go correct through Foolish Last Woods Kokiri, I guess. No. Logically relevant too, potentially, for forest access.
Yeah, Chris, backwalking in the OOT, and actually a lot of Zelda games, is just faster movement for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's, in part of the season runners know how to navigate the game going backwards. OOT is Saria song, okay. We're not gonna be seeing Darunia and Skull Kid anytime ever, probably.
He said that was OOT, not Burning Cack, right? So, I mean, you never know. Those
It's
are more
locked
likely to
behind
come into
Shadow
play.
and Spirit, so,
Yeah, they can't lock much, but they can lock, like, Ring or Hammer.
yeah. No, it can't lock Ray, because Job was also a stone.
Oh, right.
There's a slingshot on Talons, chickens. OOT is more likely, the Burning Cax on whatever it is currently more likely to be required than,
Looks like we are gonna see a Valley Lake.
Sagas at this point. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, as you said earlier. There's not that much Search or Child to do, given for Foolish Kokiri Lost Woods. Oh yeah, Sombra may save Quid out of the Lolland Ranch Tower and end up going nowhere. Let's see. But gonna clean up Child Market on his side as Retro heads for Valley.
Well, the spawn is nice if you use it, like, now, or if it's somebody, like, does it after checking the hint zone out here, which I think they already did, but if they use it in market, it's good. If they use it later, it's kind of pointless. I'll never use that save warp again.
Nope. I believe both runners are he, him pronouns as I know. Yeah, nothing really much in Child Market, though, daytime or nighttime. And Sombra is gonna walk it out.
Honestly, you get Minuet, but there's a chance, like, 'cause you get Minuet in Ranch. There's a decent chance you just never check your save warp. Like, I think personally, I probably would never have checked my save warp this speed.
Yeah, Sombra might not. Ooh, strength for Retro.
Just to see where you have Nocturne and Minuet and Prelude. Like, there's not many child spawns you actually are even helpful at this point.
Yeah, not particularly. Nothing in the
I think
Valley
that's a
Waterfall.
Scale? No, that's a rupee, I think. It's a purple rupee.
That's a bloopy. Okay, yeah. Well, Retro's going for it, whatever it is. And it is a
Oh, it's
blue
blue
fire
fire.
bottle,
That's
actually.
way off.
Yeah.
Well, I was right about the blue part and then purple, so it kind of makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, second copy of Domain to Baronade.
Honestly, doing ice seems pretty good. If you have nothing to do in adult, like, it could be King Zora. Also, we already found one wallet, so we're only one wallet away from actually having that check in logic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, blue fire bottle. Blue fire is not in logic to use because you can get rid of it.
Yeah, but if you find a second wallet, then you can
Great,
buy it in
thanks.
logic.
Yeah. Darunia is dead. Great, thanks. Not that it was likely to be required to begin with OT being Saria-song locked behind Shadow Spirit and Chavu. The Burning Cack song is more likely to be required than Saria-song is at the moment, not knowing what it is, of course. Just because Forest and DC have much lower item requirements. Or a hookshot and
Yeah.
a bomb bag from, in fact, getting
Hopefully
burning
Burning Cack isn't like Requiem, where you don't know if you need it right away.
I mean, we already have the slugs that are guaranteed required immediately, so... Yeah, we already have ZL Nocturne and... We already have ZL Nocturne, so everything else is a...
Yeah, at the very least, I'm like DC. I wouldn't be surprised if we see anyway. 'Cause it's just a dense, low sphere area. Forest kind of sucks to do, but I mean, it does. It is 2 songs because it's Burning Cack in the forest mid.
Yeah. And I believe that was a heart piece on the ladder spot.
Anything on fishing?
Strength
Oh, another
2.
strength. Wow.
And almost simultaneous vignettes from both runners. Saria Song providing us with a Pona.
That's Crater to Bongo. I mean, we know it's not Nocturne at least.
Nope, it's not Nocturne. It's not a strength upgrade. And it's we'll see what we'll see what it actually is, because there's still a bunch of stuff missing for that.
I mean, it's not hovers. It's either magic or dins, or I guess a hook shot, possibly.
Shot possible. OT is still Saria Song. Yes, thanks. And Treasure Chest game set. Okay. Finally, med check for Sombla and Retro's playing Nocturne. Baronade.
This is goal collecting. I think they are in time for Dompe as well.
Yeah, I think so. Sompla's
there
gonna
be
save
Dompe.
and find out. Oh. And stick on... No, they're not helpful. I think Sompla's gonna do that Valley Lake play that Retro did a minute ago.
Yeah, you only have a bow, so you kind of just dry on checks.
Yeah, you have a bow which does...
Very
Actually
little.
nothing. Yeah, decent. Oh, very little.
You have Epona. You could take the bow and Epona to do HPA and like some GTG, but like that doesn't sound very appealing.
No, you might as well clean up Child while you can. Yeah, one of the nice things about that bottle is that bottle does give us soil skulls.
Yeah, that is
I think we
probably
have
put 20 in logic.
With strength gives us access to DC, with bottle and a slingshot gives us an extra 2. I think we do have 20 available. I don't
Yeah, I'm
think
pretty
it's a
sure we have
very
20.
fun 20, but we have it.
Yeah, there's enough added logic you can get as a Dole that it's not the worst.
Yeah, and yes, Big Pose is accessible as well.
We got some chickens here.
Chickens, yep.
Hopefully those chickens ran the right way. He was kind of to like the side. If you don't know, chickens when you damage them kind of run away from you from where you're standing. Okay, looks like they're in a good spot. They're kind of to the left, so they could have ran to the right a bit, but looks like it ended up being okay.
Yeah, that's bad. Slumpflip had to get his strength 1. And nothing on chickens.
It's like back to adults.
Half suspecting we might get Requiem at Minuet for or Colossus access at some point with 2 strengths in the bow for adult ranged weaponry. Very
possible.
No
Yeah, that still looks like a
weapons,
bloopy to me
though,
in the waterfall, even though I know it's not a bloopy.
Yeah, I thought it was a bloopy first as well. Yeah, given that Domain is Path to Baronade, both runners may be saving that blue fire bottle for it.
I definitely would.
It's not in logic, but it might save you a bit of a headache if you can get that.
Yeah, I mean, you need so many items to seed that, like, it's a good chance you just need to go to ice anyway, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And Fountain's dead, so you don't even need to worry about, like, orphaning the Fairy Fountain or the, Icy Waters check.
Yep. KZ is not in logic, Manchi. The blue fire bottle isn't in. We don't have ice cavern access. Man, we don't have blue fire arrows or magic either.
Yeah, logic assumes that you just take that bottle and you empty it immediately upon getting it.
Yep.
The only bottle content that doesn't assume that is Big Pose, because you can't empty it. You have to turn
Big
it
Pose
in.
and Ruto's letter, yeah.
Yeah, now, the second wall could be pretty easy in logic, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them check KZ. It is kind of awkward to route. You haven't been to River at least, so you do have all the river checks.
Yeah, River's not a terrible play even necessarily. It's got a number of one sphere 0 check out, 2 more that are easily accessible. KZ makes it 3.
I mean, I think
Blue
all
fire
rivers in
bottle,
logic
and there's
because hovers
hints.
are in logic.
Yeah, that is actually a good point. KZ isn't in, but both the river freestandings are in. And it's some additional hints too, which is good info. Strength 2 for SombreV.
It's a heart piece there, I believe, yeah.
Yep.
I think SombreV's gonna go for Open Grotto. I don't think Retro checked Open Grotto.
He did not.
That could be
So
something.
Retro played Minuet out of fishing, so.
Yeah. Probably gonna see a Minuet to get the song, and then either go through Goron City or go through Graveyard to DC/Goron City.
Yep.
There's a trick to do like the shortcut from like the Lost Woods side with Bow, but kind of annoying if you don't know the trick for it.
Yeah.
Not
No,
a bottle.
Minuet song check is a item and it's a bottle. Funny. We do start with Prelude, which replaces one of the 12 song checks in the game with an item, which so happens that Minuet was that song check and the item was Bottle, as DC is Path to Volt. Okay.
So we're doing DC.
That's probably for a hammer.
Yeah, it won't be a bomb bag there, just because it's Volvagia is a medallion, not a stone.
Yeah.
And you need bombs for
It's a
both Shadow and
bag.
Spirit.
It's not hovers, it's not wallet, so it's and we have strengths.
It could be an item leading to hammer, but it's probably just hammer.
Yeah, which does also tell us the hammer locks nothing for us stone dungeons.
That would be true, which is interesting because you do have fire to Baronade, which is a stone.
Fire to Morpha, which is a.
Oh, was it Morpha? Oh, I must have misread that.
Yeah, it's fire to Morpha. So
Okay, never mind. Ignore that then.
For Chad who's wondering what we're going on about, we have split win conditions in these settings. Unlike the more typical OOTR racing settings, where it is 6 medallions for the Rainbow Bridge and no Gan's Castle boss key, in these settings we have it set to be 5 dungeon rewards required, where we need the 3 spiritual stones to open the Gan's Castle Rainbow Bridge, and then we need the Shadow and Spirit medallions to get the Gan's Castle boss key off the Light Arrow cutscene at Temple of Time. And due to the way path hints work, path hints, as you've seen, such as the longest cavern is Path to Volvagia, indicates there is an item in that region logically required to beat that boss. With the split win conditions, something that is on the path to the Rainbow Bridge, so the stones, cannot be hinted on the path to the Gan's Castle boss key. So DC Path to Volvagia has to be something that is not for one of the stones, and the same goes for Fire Path to Morpha, which is why it's probably logical Longshot or Irons. Or maybe a Zora Tunic or something.
Yeah, it's probably irons and hammer if I had to guess. It could be long shot, but if it is a hook shot, then you know Spirit is not long shot locked.
Yep.
Which we are magic from Logical Crossing, so there's one chance of long shot not being needed.
Yeah. Gonna look at the Goron City Maze here for Retro, which is fully in logic with Strength 2.
Yeah, I imagine the creative path is either magic or Dins.
Ooh, big chest. Not bad.
Bomb bag.
Okay. That's a funny spot for it. And Burning Cack is Song of Time. Very unlikely to be required until it is, and then we're gonna be bad.
Yeah. Outside of like GGG, it's like one check in water that could make us very sad.
Yep.
And plus, water is barren too, so it'd literally just be for the boss key.
Yeah. But we are missing a large number of sometimes sins, so there's still, and we're also actually still missing a frogs too. So, possibility is
And
there.
I think Skull Mask as well. We're still missing. Looking at our tracker.
We have not seen Skull Mask, no. We're also missing our 5th path, which should be for Twin Roba. Captains do try to hit every required dungeon if possible before any duplicates, and we haven't seen our Twin Roba path yet.
That is true. Skull Mask is dead.
Yeah, true. Lost is foolish, forgot. Even though we haven't seen that copy yet. Shadow Trial 2 is dead. Okay, not. Can be nice to have in some seeds, not as much here, where you're not going to get Ganon's Castle access for a really long time.
Honestly, this routing actually worked out pretty well getting a strength 2 before coming here the first time.
Yeah, it does work out pretty nicely for both runners.
Now you can check quite a bit of DMC as well. You just can't check the song, the crater, or you can peek the volcano.
Yeah, what
You can't
is that?
see what that is. That is, I think, arrow refill.
Okay, you've got better eyes on that than I do, so I'll just take your word for it.
Probably get a better view here on the climb. It's a bomb refill.
Yeah, as Virgil said, gonna do crater into DC after.
I think that's arrows up there.
Well, let's get a look at the wall hint for Retro. Simple just following Retro at the moment, basically. And here, yeah, okay.
It's almost certainly the grotto here. If it's not the grotto, then something is weird with where Hammer is. Because then it's not Hammer hinted in DC.
But I think it almost has to be Hammer in DC. There's like nothing left that can be pathable.
Yeah, it's just here. Probably
And
Din's
River
here.
to
River to
Rova.
Rova.
Alright, that makes it incentivizes them to go river sooner rather than later, and
Rudo's letter was not the item I was expecting to find, for Path
me
to Bongo.
neither. Okay. It's probably Boomerang and Domain then. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either. Huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna do DC and go do Jabu at this point.
Possibly, yeah. Well, go up river as a dull and turn in blue fire bottle KZ to make sure that's not it. Fire arrows on the DMT ferry. But yeah, hot. Because they know it's not for Nocturne in behind letter. Skill mask, yep. Dead. And the things we're missing for Shadow are Dins and Magic. We have the other items that could bomb for. We've got explosives, we've got a strength upgrade, we know where our hover boots are. We've got
Need a hook shot as well.
Yeah, true, it could be hook shot.
Oh no.
Ooh.
That rock is always a jerk.
That was especially painful because he fell all the way down the left side of the trail and then got hit by this Tiktite just to really make it a bad day. Ouch.
I have
Retro fell
voided
all
from
the
a
way
rock
off the
hitting me
left
there on that
side
jump
of.
so many times. It is the worst.
Yeah, but Retro just fell off the left side of DMT entirely and pointed out, which is not something you see too often. Ouch.
Oh, that happens to me all the time. Like, it is easier to happen than you might expect.
There. Getting wombo comboed. And alright, does make it down safely this time, and we're gonna see these. We know this place is path to Volvagia, most likely for a hammer just in here. There's not a lot that could lock hammer that doesn't lock a stone at this point.
Yeah, it'd be like, maybe a hook shot if it was not locking the other one. That's about it. Or
But long shot
irons.
doesn't lock a lot either. Oh
Oh,
hey, fishing pins.
if you didn't do chop and fishing earlier, you know where what strength is, but both runners did it.
Yep. Slump was about to get his letter. River to Twin Rova could be quite a few things as well, just because it's Spirit Temple, which has about 15 different items you can logically require for it.
Yeah, it could be long shot, could be mirror shield there, could be a strength 3 for something other, like check on like OGC Fairy, like
Could be a magic meter. We do have a slingshot, so it's not for child ranged weaponry at least.
could be an item leading to Requiem.
Yep. Actually, we have ranged weaponry for both ages.
There is some key layouts where you do need a ranged weapon on both ages, but yeah.
We have both.
Yep.
Yeah, the list of things you can require for Spirit Temple in these settings, and other settings can add even more to the lengthy list. CL, Requiem, Hookshot, Longshot, obviously 2 strength upgrades, Mirror Shield, Magic, Din's Fire, Fire Arrows, Bow, Slingshot, Boomerang, Bomb Bag, there's a lot.
Yeah, Spirit key logic is weird. It assumes you
Yeah.
can use keys in a bad way even if you can't physically reach the door, basically.
Well, that's in part because keys are placed before items in the algorithm, so it can't know where the items are because the items haven't been placed yet.
Yep.
And they didn't change that in Key Sanity because, well, I can't blame them for not wanting to recode things.
It's a good little trick there for the skull out of logic.
Yep. Well, we say it's out of logic. Hammer might just be in here someplace for Retro, although we haven't seen it just yet. There is a big chest here.
It could be on the bomb bag chest.
And
There's a hammer.
As expected. Not really surprising.
I might as well just clear all DC out. There's a decent
You're all
chance
the
you
way
might
here,
need the
yeah.
burning caxol. Well, not a decent chance, but
Just cover your
it's
bases.
a fast 2 checks here.
It's a quick 2 checks, cover your bases for burning cac just in case. Yeah, might as well. It's not like they have a ton of options right this second. Like, Jabu is most likely clearable, but it's only 4 items. River's Path to Twin Rova, but who knows what. First Tuck Shot would be great. Mirror Shield would not help, for instance. We'll see.
I'd rather have mirror hinted here and not be immediately helpful than having to hunt for it later. Well, you know mirror is not in fire at this point unless it's like the very first couple checks.
Yeah. Because we know the hammer cannot lock for stones. Hopefully both runners realize that. Sure, it shouldn't matter necessarily. Someplace the only one with the info, though. True on DC Path to Volve, actually, that is a point. Retro didn't do Open Grotto and Field. Retro's just doing DC because explosives, and might as well do them while you're here.
It's hard not to do DC, even if it's not required, like for the bridge or BK.
It's just a lot of quick checks that are nearly always very early available in Logic. And oh, last bow. Okay.
And bow percent. I think I had like one seed ever in Triforce Blitz only that had DC relatively deep in the logic seed.
Bomb bag just lacks so much in this game. It's very unusual to not have a bomb bag in like the first half hour to 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was a seed where we had no strength or bomb bag or hammer for a long time, and I actually ended up breaking into DC with blue fire from Ganon's castle.
That's uncommon to say the least.
It didn't work out, but I think it made for great restream content. Sombre gonna get their hammer here.
Yep.
Yeah, for those that aren't aware, as a small little logic thing, it's not even in logic, but blue fire can break mud walls, so...
Yeah, I'm really not sure why. It's a coding quirk of the game, I guess, but it exists.
It's great for glitch settings, because you can use QPA, which is a glitch to basically get like glitch damage on your sword to do stuff like that.
Mm.
Basically a glitch that puts Din's Fire and Ice Arrow damage on your crouch stab. Yeah, this looks like a river, which not too surprising.
Yeah, you know River's path to Rova, you know Domain's path to Baronade, you have Rudo's letter, you have a blue fire bottle. You might as well go just... Boomerang is likely in Domain, but it could be on KZ. You don't want to skip that if it's here. Ice, do you do ice really is the question, I think, right now in this situation.
I think so. You're already here.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't find Rang here in River, because then you know it's on Frogs 1, and then you definitely want to do Ice Storms there.
Yeah, that's true, good point. Yeah, because we're missing Bolero, Serenade, Requiem, and Storms. 3 of the 4 would be useful. Bolero would be
Ice is a very fast
fire
engine.
access, not ironically. And then Requiem and Storms would both be really good. Serenade is... yeah.
It's probably Rang right here.
Well,
there's
okay,
Storms
that
right
answers that.
Yes, you definitely go.
Yep. Hey, there's our first hook shot. That checks.
If that... Oh, I can't say anything that's hook or a long shot, because you don't know. It could be long shot for Rova.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that can't be long shot for Rova. Oh, it could. That would mean that the fire item is irons, not long shot.
Fire item could also be second wallet or the
I hope not. That's so incredibly unlikely for that to be the case.
It is, Nath, but it's also random, which has jokes.
Actually, I don't think it is possible now that I think about it. So water is barren, and because Lax is the boss key for Ganon, it doesn't actually lock it. It says Mirror Shield there. It doesn't actually like lock anything. So there's no way that like you can't have like both the second wall and the Zora Tunic like out of Water Temple.
Oh, I guess that's the point, yeah. Mirror Shield is confirmed path, yeah. very easily. Hookshot could also be, but Mirror Shield is guaranteed.
Yeah, that was one logic quirk I learned with Triforce splits. Is that if there's a piece in the central pillar, it's never required to have Zora Tunic or a second wallet for like Tunic logic, because you always could just eventually find the wallet.
Yeah, because it locks nothing. Never really thought about that, but it makes sense. It's just not something that comes up too much.
Yeah, there's probably some well, I guess it depends on the meds. If it was like lax cutscene, that could be different, but because it's just the boss key, nothing that Ganon unlocks for us.
Yep.
14 skulls? Yeah, well, actually, I used to have skulls too, so it makes it even better to go.
Yeah, we can even go get the really annoying skull if we felt like it.
I wouldn't
Get
go for
that
that,
one.
personally, at
I
least.
probably wouldn't either, but it is an option.
I don't think you're in that much of a rush for hover boots.
No, not really until you get Dins and Magic, so...
Especially now that you have a hook shot. Now that you have a hook, it's not really doing all that much.
No, and okay, KZ is not it, but it's good to cover your bases to make sure you haven't just left your boomerang behind on KZ. To be fair, it's not guaranteed to be boomerang, but it's likely to be boomerang, or it tells you where your boomerang is off, has gone off to.
So KZ skipping retro. I do want to try a hybrid of my setup and that setup. I'm curious if that CF is not necessary. It's something on my mind I've been wanting to test. Yeah, I don't think the KZ clip will ever be legal, just because then you allow one clip and it starts like adding like a giant bag of worms. Like, what about this clip or that clip?
Yeah, the only clip currently allowed in the standard rule set, which for those who don't know is more or less glitchless. With a clip in Shadow Temple and Flame Swords being about the two main exceptions. The clip in Shadow Temple is really just allowed because it skips a very, very annoying glitchless jump. And that's also, ground jumps are allowed too, and that's a glitch. And that's also because those skip glitchless jumps of varying degrees of annoyance.
I actually did recently see that the trick. 'Cause I know the clip was allowed, I think, back in like season 2, very early in Rando's history.
Mhm.
I think with today's runner like skill quality, I don't think that, like the actual like glitchless jump is that bad. Just 'cause, like you watch Rando from back then and today, and like the quality of player is like immensely different.
That is true, but yeah, someone actually pulled off the Shadow Crusher glitchless jump in season 1. I think it was Bloody Bates Biscuits. And then yeah, I think the clip was allowed in season 2, so it hasn't really come up since. I forget all is involved in that glitchless jump, but it involves, I think, multiple backflips and side hops and some annoying positioning.
Yeah, it's a setup into the corner there with the chest, and then you use like hover boots with the chest, and you backflip on top of the crusher.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, honestly, it's a timing and a couple inputs. It's not there are more complicated tricks I've seen glitchless runners do.
Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, though, also just backflip is just free.
Oh yeah, yeah. As far as like technique, it's about similar to like the river setup we just saw here. Just add in a timing for the crusher.
Yep. Right, nice has so far been a Snorfest.
Yeah, nothing ice so far. We know storms at the end, so again, it's like hard to not go get storms, especially that you know it's storms. But you have Rudo's letter that's path to was it Bongo?
Yep.
Like It could be for something in Jabu. It could be for storms. So you might as well get the storms. First magic and well wouldn't be too surprising.
It wouldn't.
And plus, if we're going to Jabu after this, we don't have a scale, so we have to go up river anyway. We might as well get the storms to do frogs one.
Yep.
Last thing you want to do is orphan a check like that.
Mm-hmm. With Deku being pre-completed, the runners might just go clear Jabu and well in one trip and just never go back child again at this point. I think.
So the Hammer Fairy can't actually have the path for it. Shadow is a stone, and Hammer is hinted path toward a medallion dungeon.
Yep.
So it cannot be the DMC Fairy is that path.
It could be the song, but you don't just leave storms behind here at any rate. Yeah, I can't be Greater Fairy.
Yeah. The only song that really could do anything for that is Requiem.
Yeah, Vanilla Blur will do nothing. And Serenade is logically irrelevant in these settings.
Yeah, I mean you do have everything to beat fire now, so it is a good way to confirm it.
Alright, and that's storms. Only thing in ice.
And the thing is, the beating forest will give us. Well, I guess we'll find out exactly what it is once we get the Bolero song. Because it will give us both the remaining three. We have not seen Frogs 2, so another thing that I guess that Frogs 2 or that Song of Dying could be useful for. Although it can only be for a long shot, irons, or light arrows at this point.
Not much, yeah.
Or like Strength 3 unlocking one of those. And the odd thing of our stone medallions is that they require so many of the items in the pool that like there's not much that like can be there.
Yeah. Yeah, especially because Sarius is on OOT, which is just not available for a hot minute. Song of Time on Burning Cat is available. They're not getting it anytime particularly quick, but it is available.
And Check here is dead, but we are getting one more hint. Nice, a hint for a foolish region in a foolish region.
Yep. Sorry, but I think my internet quit briefly. And our other hint is... Oh,
That's actually a good one. That's one of the duels that that got added to League as well. I've always loved seeing that duel hint.
I think that's my first time seeing that one. Oh, hey, nice duel.
Wow, so both strengths got hinted.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing.
Honestly, could be why Mirajil got hinted path. Probably could be the only thing left to hinted path.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, well, Hookshot Hookshot and Mirror Shield are both in River, but yeah, and then we had both strengths already. Well, we don't know where Magic's at. Is it a ice path? Ice Storms hint and
Some shoes.
First shoe pack of the game. Alright, we're gonna go see the career song, I think, for Retro.
I mean, we might as well beat Firewall here. Gotta do it eventually anyway.
Oh yeah, fire is beatable. Forgot that.
Maybe out of logic because we don't have hovers yet, but I mean, hovers are in logic, and pretty sure Retro knows the jump.
I'd be astonished if they didn't at this skill level.
Ah, that's 20 skulls for SombreV.
Yep. Nothing on Crater Fairy is expected. And our song here is Requiem. Yes.
That does add up. That could be something in spirit side for
Bongo, yeah.
Bongo.
We'll need to. Yeah. You do know Fire's Path to Morpha, so you clear this until you find Longshot or Irons. The question is, do you stick around after that, I guess?
Depends where you are. If you're near the top, I would keep going. Oh, definitely not now.
Well, I meant, well, you're going to be looking in here until you find the whatever the path is. Probably bail after that if you since you know it can't lock one of the stones. I guess is my thought process. Like, if you find one path item, you don't stick around thinking that the other of Longshot Irons is also in here.
Yeah, I think it just depends on when you find the item. If you find it in the lava room, I don't think you go. But if you find it on compass chest, you check highest score on in the hammer chest.
Just in case, yeah, that makes sense.
Although at least with doing Volster early, you kind of know the remaining number of keys.
Mm-hmm. And hovers incoming for Sombrev. You fire Adult Spirit back, Child for Spirit, and Well for Retro. It'll be Child for Jabu, Spirit and Well, Child Spirit and Well, if anything. These are boomerangs, most likely just sitting in domain at this point. We've more or less just we're solidly in the mid game where we've got a good chunk of items and a good amount of info. We're just clearing dungeons.
I actually would probably do Adult Spirit first, like these are mentioned.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's Ruto's path or Requiem path yet, so you might as well do as much as you can as Adult before you go Child. Because if you do all your Adult stuff and then you do your Child stuff and then you don't find the Bongo item, then you know you need to do Well.
Yep.
Probably need to do Well at some point just because it's so dense, but I mean... I'd push your progression first.
Yeah. For sure on the progression. I'm kind of thinking about what we are missing. We know one of Longshot or Irons should be here in Fire Temple. Possibly even both. We need...
Honestly, mostly
Longshot
just
or...
Magic and Dins. One of them will be
Din...
locked by either Ruto's or Requiem.
Yeah, Boomerang should really just be sitting in domain, I think. Or if it's not, whatever is there will tell us where Rang's gone to.
Yeah. I guess that is another reason to possibly put off domain a bit more. Is you might want to hopefully find Magic in case it isn't Rang there, like if it's Dins, because Rang's in Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Song of Time still possibly required. Can't rule it out yet. And it just kind of depends where things are.
Yeah, we don't have a Water Temple River chest hint or a GTG toilet hint. Although it doesn't, so we don't know for sure. So there's no hint to tell it. So if it's a boss key in river chest, or if we need the toilet for something.
Oh, we could be leaving fire very shortly here.
That would be pretty nice, actually, if it is.
That is not your path item.
No. That cannot be path. Because it locks shadow.
That means that Din's is either Requiem or Ruda's lock then. It's the only thing you're missing for Shadow.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
I don't think Retro realizes that the magic can't be the path in here. It is a little bit of a tricky thing to piece together especially when you're playing in the seed.
At the very worst, it's not gonna like cause a major issue. I imagine they'll go back to fire at some point because there's missing long shot or irons.
Yeah, it just might take a bit.
It's like you're not losing anything by not being able to go into water because it's foolish anyway.
Yeah.
So it looks bad, but honestly, I don't think it's gonna be too impactful.
No, not particularly. Bolero here at the Colossus means that Serenade is on Prelude. Magic.
Couldn't see what that was.
I have no idea. Pierre is dead is our last hint of the game. Okay. Well, aside from Prox 2, but I don't think we're very worried about it.
If Pierre wasn't like hinted iron boots, because then you know it's not. Then it's you have both irons and long shot and water. No key on the compass chest. So we are child locked.
Yep, and double magic. Oh, well, that's good for Retro, because he should know that's not magic locked.
I imagine he knows its path. Or the magic is not path even before that, but that will at least be a guarantee.
Right. And yeah, this is going straight back to Fire Temple, I think.
I forgot about the Ferora's Wind. Got Bolero and then completely deleted from memory.
It honestly doesn't make a significant difference, given that he would have had to menu for Ferora's and then cast it.
Yeah.
So I think that's more or less, not zero, but it's not really gonna make a difference.
At least not yet magic, so it's a little bit better to go into Jabu in case it's not ring there.
Yeah.
That's an interesting chain of events we could get as Dins on the ring chest for ring inside Shadow Temple. That'd be a interesting series of events.
But then what's Path and Domain?
Oh, good question.
I don't think that quite works. Yeah, Sombra doing the same thing with Fire Temple. It's no real difference on that front.
Question is, how far? Oh, unfortunate. How far into fire do we need to go for our item? Oh no! Oh, poor Retro. Yeah, looks like SombreV is also headed right back in.
Yep. So both runners more or less just have been following the same route for most of the seed, with Sombra slightly behind, just because Sombra did a little bit more stuff as child, I think. But it's very close. Hard to
Yeah,
say
I mean
there
they
was
also have
any
more skulls than
big.
Retro. I don't know how many more, but they do have 20. I know Retro does not yet.
Yeah. So, just. I mean, this has just overall been a fairly linear seed for the runners.
This key layout is pretty disgusting too. I think the item is going to be like highest score on our hammer chest.
Mhm.
Oh, I did not see the big one in the shortcuts. That's helpful, I guess. At this point, I would probably check at the very least compass chest and highest Goron, even if it is like the item there. Hopefully, you can rule out hammer chest by like keys remaining.
Mhm.
You even got PR hinted for that.
Yeah.
It's a key there. I believe there's a key on the upper maze chest. So there's one more key somewhere.
I think so. Here I was dead, not a key, I believe.
Yeah, PR was a heart piece. Yeah, I like the idea to just keep going here. I guess you could always put floors and come back later, but and
The
also ties
shortcut's
your
also
floors
just
up.
not a terrible spot to get back to, even if you lose the shortcut. Looks like we're gonna
Irons
go
makes
child
sense.
and chase stuff. Yeah, irons makes sense.
Yeah, Spirit is locked off. And at least one key on the left side here. See how many. Given we have fire arrows, I imagine we just get the key or keys on the side and then bail.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the bridge chest. That probably means spirit is magic locked. Not that it really means much, but
Nope.
it is incredibly likely that it's magic locked at some point.
Yeah, with no keys on adult side, one key and just one key on child side.
Yeah.
That's
The only way that it has a chance to not be key lock is if both keys in the child or both checks in the child climber are keys.
that is the only way that would happen. Yep, because
Everything else is 3 key locked, logically at least. It's running up river.
also going to check bowling since we didn't have bomb bag previously. There's irons for SombreV, who is also bailing. And prelude for SombreV, so back child for him. And bowling is
It's not needed.
nope.
Retro being a bit more thorough than I actually kind of expected him to be, but not the worst to be.
Yeah,
Still
you
missing
know
a few
you need a bunch
things.
of stuff. Yeah,
Oh.
we're running out of paths to follow. Ooh.
Just
Not
choose. Yeah, we're running out of paths, but like our paths unlock a lot of progression.
They do. We still aren't actually sure what the Crater to Bongo path is. We know. I'm pretty sure Retro's chasing the Domain to Baronade path right now.
Yeah, so I imagine what you do with this for the bongo path is you check Frogs 1 on the way here. Obviously, you clear Jabu. You go Adult, you clear Spirit, and then if you still don't have Dins, then you go back and do Well.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Because then at that point you're just missing Long Shot from Go Mode. That's why I'm kind of surprised that it's not being a bit more aggressive, but who knows where Long Shot is at this point.
Yeah,
in full
Longshot could
cycle.
be pretty much anywhere. Simply getting knocked off the bridge. And yeah, true, we also don't know about lights. Well, those will get hinted by Dorf if nothing else. Yeah, I'm not surprised that was nothing. Someone is going to climb Child Spirit, look, getting the Firelock checks really. No, just the Child Climb. Oh, getting bopped. You do have fire arrows, but I guess while you're here. But possibly following that Requiem path as well. And yeah, we're Firelocked out of here. Only one key. And Diesel, we found irons in the fire as well.
Yeah, my only concern about pushing Child here too is that we have a big chest on the Silver Gauntlets chest. So that means if you do that as Child, you need all 5 keys now. It's not a big deal, but does mean if you do end up in Go mode, you have to clear all Spirit most likely. There's our third
Map chest
key.
is the key, so some block could be anything.
Yeah, as soon as we saw the Child Climb room, we knew it was magic locked. There's nowhere else for the keys to be.
Yep.
Nothing here. But they are gonna go for the Silver Gauntlets chest.
Big chest for Retro.
Probably Ring. I guess if you're lucky, it's Din's. Oh, no, it can't be Din's.
Din's code for Rang and Shadow.
No, but then the bongo pad doesn't make any sense.
Good. And there
Yeah,
it
it was
is.
Ring.
Checks. Yeah, we're really a long shot from glow mode.
Yeah, it's long shot and lights.
Personally, long shot can be pretty much anywhere. Ooh, that is a death for Sombra to the Iron Knuckle. And he wants that big chest. I don't know that I would have gone back in, but... I am curious to see if we find anything in Jabu here, given our bongo path options at the moment.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be the big chest on the right hand for Sombra, since we do know that Requiem's potential path out of Crater. And Spirit is Heartchild locked.
Alright, is this our bongo path? Nope.
I looked for a way for a second. What was that?
There's a wallet.
Funny game. Yeah, that's not it. I assume this is gonna go to Jabu next as well. And nothing for Retro.
I have done with retros down there before. That switch, weirdly, if you let go of Ruto on the switch and stand on it, it doesn't press down. But then you just pick her up while still standing on it, and then it goes down. The game does not understand physics.
No, it does not.
And again, if you see the weird stuff that happens in this game, I wouldn't be too surprised.
It's a bit of a running joke that OT is a well-coded video game. There's a number of very odd quirks that come up here and there.
I'm still shocked that we find new things all the time still.
The game is 26 years old. Yeah.
Like the most recent discovery we found was pausing. Well, I say I didn't find this, but pausing like frame perfect while you're slashing your sword like extends the sword's hitbox, like something dumb like that.
I have to laugh at this story. It reminds me though the story of how KC Skip was discovered, which we saw earlier when both runners went to ice. Or it's just a couple of people in the voice call fooling around, and it just happened by pure accident, and then they spent like an hour trying to recreate it.
One's more believable. It's not really so much a glitch. It's just more of a like you're just like abusing the way the jumps work in the game.
Yeah.
Or I guess also with King Zor, the infamous trade sequence skip for the vanilla speedrun, where you just hold R and instead of getting a Zor tunic, you get the eyeball frog.
Yeah.
Big Octo down. If child me saw how easy Big Octo was in today's age, I'd be shocked. I struggled so much on that fight as a kid.
Yeah, it really is not easy your first time through, but once you know the strat, it's super simple. I learned a fun fact about a Big Octo recently. I play with pretty tame settings in this tournament. We shuffle the chests, we shuffle like mini games, we shuffle freestanding heart pieces, and that's about the extent of it. Keys are still known dungeons, skills are vanilla. We don't shuffle the business scrubs or the shops, or the crates, or the pots, or anything like that. But I was completing a race for the OTR Francophone tournament the other week, which had, among other things, enemy soul shuffle. And as it turns out, if you don't have the Octorock soul for Big Octo, a soul sanity requires you to find the soul of an enemy before it will spawn. And enemy souls can either be by enemy type or by region. So the Big Octo is tied to the Octorock soul. And if you don't have the Octorock soul, there just won't be a platform if you go into the Big Octo room.
Have you seen what happens if you load into Bongo's room without Bongo soul?
I haven't seen that, no.
Basically, the entire platform is tied to his model, so you just fall into the void.
Nice.
Yeah. Speaking of the Francophone tournament, I have a pretty wild race myself coming up with Aeronaut. we decided to hate ourselves for our settings.
Oh yeah, let me go check what you guys cloaked yourselves with. I think where are you two on here?
Yeah. So we have full
Song
token sanity, boss ER, song sanity, regional bomb enemy souls, full small key sanity, and random trials.
Yep. Good luck. I am the only person signed up right now for that restream because it's at 5 p.m. Eastern or stupid o'clock Europe.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I mean, even people are available to restream it. I don't think anyone wants to watch that race. That's a 4 or 5 hour race, probably.
Yeah. I was commentating a I think, 4 or 5 hour mess the other week. Not the big Octo Soul Sanity one, a different Soul Sanity seed that took forever.
Yeah, Virgil. The drum you stand on, like while fighting Bongo, is tied to Bongo itself.
Manchi, that'll be on Aeronaut and Nath's personal channels, if nothing else.
Yeah, that is on Thursday at
5 p.m.
5
Eastern.
Eastern. Yeah.
Yep, Thursday
So if
the
you want to
30th.
watch, you can come hang out
Not
my
Thursday,
stream.
Friday, actually. It's the 30th, which is a Friday.
Oh right, yeah, it's Friday. Thursday's a different race for me. Thursday's my SGL race.
Yep. But yeah, to that effect, though, a big might as well, since we're currently just watching Jabu was a snooze. We're going back to Spirit Temple. While that happens, yeah, we can talk about other things happening in the community. This OTR is primarily hosted, as far as tournaments go, on the Zelda Speedruns family of networks and affiliates, notably the Silver Gauntlets and Scrub Central. We have ongoing tournaments. The co-op tournament is finishing up right now on the Silver Gauntlets. The Triforce Blitz tournament is also in finals. We have
Scrubs is just starting up actually very short. I think the qual season starts soon. So if you are new to OT or want to learn OT, the Scrubs tournament is a great way to get into it. They're very accessible settings for the most part, and you get to play learn with a lot of new runners as well.
And then the
If you have like
Francophone
runners like myself, Retro or SombreV in the quals, like we won't be playing you in like the brackets if you make it because we will overqualify.
Yeah, you are a little too good for that. We also have the Francophone tournament, which is actually open to non-Francophones this year, although it is predominantly dominated by the very large Francophone community OTR has. And that's ongoing. Restreams there for that tournament are hosted by members of the community. On varying channels, you'll see me over there sometimes. You may have heard me slip into French a little bit here or there on this restream. I am fluent in French as well as in English and in Mandarin, so I do comments in French every now and again.
Yeah, Francophone. If you watch the last season 7 tournament for standard, it's very similar to that, but you have a lot more draft options. So you actually get like a lot more variety in seeds. You get 3 picks instead of 1 each, basically.
And there could be some very interesting settings because OTR has been around since 2018. It's been around for about 6 years now, give or take a bit, I think. So there's been a lot of settings developed to keep it pretty simple for this tournament, since we don't want 6-hour seeds. Thank you very much.
Especially for the in-person events.
Yeah. But you can turn on a lot of stuff. We've already mentioned Soul Sanity, Boss Shuffle. There's several forms of entrance randomizer. You can shuffle the Gold Skulltulas. You can shuffle the business scrubs. You can shuffle the shops.
You can shuffle your starting ocarina.
Yeah, you can do that. You can shuffle the freestanding root peas. You can shuffle the, you can even shuffle like the wonder items that are like the invisible rupees.
I don't know if those were in the settings list. Were they? I don't think those.
I don't think wonder items are a Francophone turning option. No.
Yeah, I don't think pots and crates are either. But those are things you can shuffle. New to I think Rob's branch, you can shuffle the fish that are in the fishing game.
Yeah. Yeah, Mara, I don't know when I started defaulting to saying, like, well, yeah, Prelude with the French pronunciation, but I kind of can't boot my brain off it anymore, and Somple, I pronounce his name with a French pronunciation, because, well, he is also from France.
Actually, I think the other major setting that got added to, I think it's actually in the one dead branch, I think it's slated for 8.2 when it comes out, is Dungeon Reward Shuffle. So usually like you get like your meds and stones at the end of a dungeon, but those can be shuffled into the item pool now too, pretty shortly.
Yep.
That's actually what I've been looking forward to trying out. Because instead of opening your menu and saying like, oh, the Spirit Med is in Forest Temple, it's like the Spirit Med is in Kakariko.
Yep.
So I think on average it's shorter seeds, but you get a bit more variety, I think. that's a setting I've been wanting to try out in some private seeds.
Yeah, big shoutouts to the people who are still actively working on OOTR development, despite how old the randomizer is. It's one of the oldest Zelda randos. But OT is also just such a big game, there's a lot of possibilities for randomization.
Yeah. The dumb things that we all come up with sometimes the devs to make.
Yep.
Like I said, like shuffling the fish in the fishing game.
Yeah, I know. Like Master Quest Water Temple has been jokingly called Storage Temple more than once because there's a lot of chests in Master Quest Water Temple if you turn on all the sanities.
Well, I think I forgot whose branch it was, but someone's branch actually did say it replaces the water temple like text as you zone in with storage temple
Yeah.
when you have crate sanity on. I think.
Yeah, because
so
it has like 120 checks in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of crates in that dungeon.
There are.
Yeah. So interestingly enough, nothing in Spirit so far for retro that leads to Bongo. It's been kind of a very dry. Well, speaking of ability shuffle, you can shuffle your ocarina notes.
Yep, and you can also shuffle the ocarina buttons, like you have to find left, up, right to play ZL. Yeah, there's also a pretty extensive Brazilian community as well. We've got a couple Brazilian runners in this tournament.
Honestly, the OOTR community is very diverse. They got a lot of great players from like basically every region.
They do. Even some Asians, although they're comparatively rare. And non-ironically, Machi saying in chat, notes myself, learn French for more Zooter content. Non-ironically, the OOTR and ALTDPR are francophone communities, because I'm also fairly active in ALTDPR, but those two are responsible for me being as fluent in French as I am. I started studying French some 13 years ago in school, stuck with it because I thought it was fun, basically, but it really wasn't until I found Rando back in 2020 that I kind of had the opportunity to be exposed to the language in more casual context outside of a classroom.
Yeah, I took 2 years of French in high school, and I wish I remembered some more of it than I do. I can pick up some translation from like text. Very difficult to like listen to an active conversation for me, and then like even then, there's a lot of words I just don't know or don't remember because it's been too long.
Yeah, it doesn't. Rando has taught me some very specialized vocab. Like some things, like I found myself a little while back because I live in the northeastern U.S. where it's fairly cold, and so we need things like winter coats. And for one reason or other, in a French class, we were having like a casual conversation after class ended about something or another, and what I wanted to say was the word for coat, which is manteau, M-A-N-T-E-A-U. What I actually said, because my brain is too used to random French, is marteau, which is hammer. Not quite the same. They sound similar, but they're not the same. But yeah, I've been commentating for the ALTDPR and OOTR francophone community since 2021. I've been commentating just been around Rando in general since 2020. The ALTDPR francophone tournament just wrapped last weekend. Not this past week, the week before that. It's been great fun. They're quite welcoming to newer people learning French. I'm one of a couple of Americans around there who have been learning French by way of that community. I mean, I was fairly, I'd say, at least decent at French before coming to Rando, but it wasn't. It was really in Rando that made me fully fluent in the language. Well, for retro.
But they're very excited to find a wall there instead of Din's Fire.
Yeah, I am wondering. It's looking more and more likely that we need to follow storms for our bongo path at this point.
Yeah, we just have Rova left, I think.
I think so, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Retro lowered the shortcut and then went to go check that one.
He's gonna hook shot it back up to the platform. This is a little precise, but isn't too bad.
Yeah, the devs assumed you'd have long shot before you do that, so they didn't really account for that being very annoying sometimes with hookshot.
Yep.
Same with Shadow Temple. Kind of just assumed you'd have long shot, considering you need long shot to get into Shadow normally.
Yeah, you need long shot to beat water to get burning cact to get into Shadow. Yeah.
Yeah, so at this point, Din's is likely either here or in Well.
Yeah, because we've seen both Storm Grottos, we've seen Frogs One, there's really not much else.
Well, that's an item on the arch, and we just missed what it was, but I don't think it would look like anything good.
Mm-hmm.
And neither runner went for a bean, so I have to imagine it was unimportant.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
Yeah, I was very happy this year that the Francophone was a bit more open this year because it's been a lot of fun so far. I enjoy a lot of the wacky settings.
It's been pretty fun. I've been involved with the Francophone tourney since the first season, a couple of years back. I was a little surprised they let me on French comms at first, but hey, they haven't fired me from it yet, so I'll take it. It's pretty fun. Only a bit of a challenge, but it's fun. I can commentate most OTR race settings nowadays in both languages. ALTDP are a little more limited, just because I don't know that game quite as well. And you really don't want me to try and common glitch anything in French for either game. That I don't do well with glitched modes.
Yeah, I can commentate glitch OOT to an extent. I don't know a lot of details about some of them, but I do know most of the glitches.
I've done a little bit in OTR for English. Mostly, I know like the big glitches, like kind of on site. So I can identify the most common ones, but not much more than that.
This is Rova down for Retro.
Yep.
And
just
not
our
Din's. It's probably in the well.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know, Vera, about that one.
I guess while we're age changing and getting the well opened up, you can take a look at the schedule here for SGL.
Good idea.
Tomorrow we have 2 matches at 2 o'clock Eastern.
Both
I don't know
really good matches. We've got Sponge versus E. Cola and What the Hell's Happened versus Cola. Not the same person on the both races. Okay.
It is always funny seeing a matchup between Icola and Cola.
Yep.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I don't know if either of those will be picked up. Sponge and Icola has one tracker signed up, but not picked up by a channel yet. So we'll see if that happens. Also on Wednesday we have
crews. We probably can. If we find a crew, we can probably get that done. But yeah, we need volunteers, so that would be a Both matches are really good. Unfortunately, we definitely cannot feature both at the same time.
Yeah, at 7 o'clock Eastern, we have Alexis and Fur, also Wednesday night.
It will be restream channel TBD, but we do have enough people for a crew.
Yep, and then Thursday at 5 Eastern, we have Flea versus Drew. 2 hours later, at 7 is myself versus Alfalfa. And then on Friday at noon, we have Exodus and Volk.
Yep.
So, large variety of really good matchups. Is that all of our round twos? It's all but
We're
one.
missing one, where Seize and Zappy had yet to schedule. But yeah, the brackets have been really stacked this year for SGLs.
Yeah, and the races have been very close. There's been a lot of races that have like finished within like a minute or two of runners, or even less. In some cases, like this has been an insane tournament.
It has. I think just about everyone was surprised by the cutoff we had for the tournament this year for points. After drops, top 32, the cutoff was 89.12 points, I believe, this year, which is a little insane.
Yeah, we did have a lot of quals that went AD, which kind of inflates points a little bit. It's like might have been part of it, but yeah, I mean, just the quality of runner this year is insanely good.
For sure. Alright, Twin River's down for SombreV.
Meanwhile, we are getting some well checks here for Retro. And I imagine SombreV will be following pretty close behind.
Yeah, just continuing to be a couple of minutes behind, just kind of due to differences in routing order, really. I guess it's hard to pin down anything specific that's causing this particular difference. Someone playing Nocturne. Where's he going? And there's Dins for Retro.
Dins.
Someone's checking the Composer Grave Torches, that makes sense. And Bombear. Okay.
Yeah, I imagine you full clear well here. It kind of sucks to clear everything, but we're still missing a long shot in lights.
Yep.
Well, it looks like we might be skipping Dead Hand, which I don't hate.
It is pretty slow for just 2 checks.
And off to the Shadow Temple. Oh, SombreV looks like they might be heading to GGG.
Oh, that's an interesting play here. Curious why he's going here over the well, especially since this is, as far as I can tell, not indicated by any path at all, but it could pay off. There is a pretty good amount of density here.
They should have all the paths. Maybe they don't have the bongo path?
That one was an SFM. He should have read, and in domain. He should have read both copies.
Yeah, Sombre's big hope here then is that long shot's gonna be here in GTG.
It might be.
Yeah, could have long shot or lights or both.
Nothing on the fortress roof.
Oh, it somehow got knocked out of the corner there.
Yeah, this is another example of OOT and weird coding where I can just kind of get the guard stuck in the porch. It's kind of funny, but generally saves time. Not entirely sure how the guard got back out of the torch there either, though, for SombreV.
Well, the guard got back out because they were not in the corner anymore. Like basically, what happens is that they when you use your hookshot on them, they do like a weird forward flip at you, and the guard kind of gets stuck in between you and like the torch, from like hitbox wise. Somehow when they were crash stabbing, they were hitting like the wall at a weird angle. So they kind of like recoil themselves out of the corner, which meant the guard was not pinned there anymore. It's kind of a weird chain
big
of
chest.
events.
There's lights.
So no lights, no hunt for lights. Big
Nope,
chest here in
those are
GTG.
unmissable, and
Just double
no
defense.
they don't do that.
Yeah, so we are a long shot from go mode.
We are indeed. And another big chest. Strength 3. Okay, well that's could be useful.
OGT Fair is hinted dead, so it's nothing. Oh no, it could, actually no, long shot could be in light trial, so that could be useful. You're right.
Yep. Yeah, because we'll have access to Gen's castle after beating Shadow here, because that'll be our third stone. Boss key.
Yeah. At some point, I also wouldn't mind seeing the runners dip into water to see where the boss key is. Because mostly you want to know if like, while you're hunting for long shot, you want to know if you need Song of Time or not.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, two big chests for SombreV is Neighbor's Love. And BGS.
Wow, just all the bait items.
Yeah, that
Epic
really
Oron,
is
double defense, and
helpful.
Neru's.
Yep. There is a lot of big chests. There's a lot of bait items left in big chests. We're missing a bomb bag, 2 slingshots, both scales, our last bottle, blue fire arrows.
Flame Shack,
And a
which
sword, too.
not necessarily bait, but you are
Yeah,
missing it.
Yep.
The big chest here in Shadow.
There's the
And there's one of the scales.
It doesn't help because we already have irons.
Oh, big chest here in GTG. Just some shoes.
Oh yeah, we're still missing well 2 chew packs now.
Yeah. I kind of hate shoes being in big chest, not gonna lie.
They can be nice, or they can also be very chilly, depending on whether you get explosives early game or not. And this cedar explosives were pretty early. Another big chest. We did try to do a special chew texture, but it broke stuff. And more!
Ah.
It's actually kind of funny how much not useful big chests we found in the past 5 minutes.
Yeah, basically everything junk. Yeah, in my experience, this is like a personal preference. In my experience, I actually kind of just wish shoes were in small brown chests so I could skip them and ignore them. They can't hurt you if they don't exist. I very much play with the mentality that I just don't ever go for choose. Trying to see if anything's in the maze. Only 4 keys. It's kind of probably a lot of keys in the maze then.
It's likely, yeah. I haven't been keeping an exact count.
There's at least 2 keys on the right-hand side. Yeah, just one big chest left, I think. Is this our long shot? It is.
Yep.
Okay. Oh,
That's
GTD
good
was
for
required.
some.
And they're in a great place for water. Just jump on down.
Yep.
Actually, seeing we don't have Serenade, I take back about what I said earlier about checking water if we need Song of Time. We don't have Serenade.
No.
You don't do
Serenade,
that.
Serenade is on Prelude. Not getting that anytime soon.
Retro might get it. Actually, no, OT is sorry, never mind. Yeah, Serenade
no.
is gonna be on
Serenade's
Prelude, yeah.
So we're not getting that anytime soon, if ever. It's only
I
a
imagine
one...
Retro does GTG before Forest, but you never know.
I'd imagine so. Yeah, we'll see. I would be curious. I don't know the Sunpool interview, but can at least ask him in the race time about the choice to go GTG first here after Spirit. So I'm curious what the logic was on that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that Sombra found the long shot, I have to imagine they're either missing or confused with the path for Bongo here.
He has it. He might have forgotten it, though. It was an SFM and in Domain, and I'm pretty sure he read both copies.
Yeah, Zora Tunic.
Funny game. Well, we're not it, major items. So then again, we're in Nova, so it doesn't really matter to us. Yeah, someone's just gonna go off to Water Temple now. Check Hammer.
Yeah, you're already here, you might as well clear it.
No real reason not to, especially because you don't know if, especially you want to know if it's required burning cack. just for Retro is going to be bait of some variety, particularly the claim tech.
That's the worst kind of bait, because you don't know if it's bait.
Yep.
To be... Oh, they're missing a key.
Oh yeah, Retro is. I wonder where that key is at.
I actually did this the other day. I think actually it was the Francophone tournament, like last round 2. I did the Silver Rupee puzzle in the beginning. That has like the invisible spinning blade there, with a key behind the gate. So I did the puzzle and just walked right out. Didn't grab the key. Luckily I had furores, but like it's just one of those awkward things. Like, oh, where's my last key at? Yeah. I could have been because I was watching SombreV. I wonder if they skipped Shadow Pot Room, hoping to skip it and end up being a key.
I want to say I saw him in there, but I don't honestly remember.
Hopefully he knows where it is, otherwise he's checking every room.
Chat confirming they saw Retro in the Shadow Pot Room.
It looks like they seem to know where it is at least.
That's good. Oh, did they skip the chest in the crusher room?
Oh, they did that one.
Nope. This is a bit of a feels bad for Retro, who is just trying to figure out what they missed, because I am honestly, I don't know either.
Maybe this room because they got baited by the big chest and they kind of forgot about the key.
Maybe.
Yep.
Yep. Whoops. That happens sometimes. Bit of a brain fart there.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I did the same thing in Shadow Temple last week. Not this room, but basically similar.
Yeah.
I think I had my mind on explosives. Like I think I was on like a very low count, and I was trying to like plan out like how to use things, and then like mine just completely wandered and just completely forgot about the key in the room I was in.
Nothing in. Oh, sorry, nothing. 2 keys so far for Sombre and Water.
Yeah, I think for odds, ideally you want to not see a key here. This is the boss key. So that is best for odds. Very clean one cycle there from Retro. Actually wild, like Bongo used to not be one cycled so cleanly, I think, by most runners. There's Bosky. And I think the past year, people have been a lot more consistent at one cycling Bongo. Myself included in that, like, feels like everyone has been.
Yeah. I mean, just in general, the skill level for an OOTR has gone up notably in the past few years.
Oh yeah.
Like, Sombra and Retro are both relative newcomers to the community. Retro's joined Racetime in October of last year, so it hasn't been around for just under a year. Sombra's been around since March of last year. So not quite a year for Retro, about a year and a half for Sombra, and they're both pretty decent as we can see here. A lot of you yourself are relatively on the newer side of things now.
Yeah, I think I've been around for just under 2 years now. When did I join Racetime?
Great question.
January of 2022. So actually, no, it's almost been 3 years. Holy crap.
2.5 years, yeah. But yeah, I've been around OTR myself for going on 4.5 years now. I was joined in at the start of the pandemic, basically. And it's seen a lot of changes to the community over the past 4.5 years. Yeah, you know, I've still got plenty of old timers. We've got quite a number of runners who've been around for years and years here in these brackets, but also plenty of newer members to the community as well. Two examples of the veterans in the bracket are the people who the winner of this race are looking at facing, which is either What the Hell's Happened or Cola.
That is a very terrifying matchup.
It is. What the Hell's and Cola both long time veterans of the community. What the Hell's has been around the OTR since the very early days. Cola's also been around for several years.
I played What the Hell Happened back in SGL. I think it was 2022. Cause I snuck in as a 32 seed, and I got demolished. I think at least today's standard, I put up a much better fight against them. But yeah, I was still new at the time. I wasn't planning on making top 32, and I was kind of snuck in.
Yeah. The Hells has won a couple of SGL tournaments over the years. Has won a couple of other tournaments over the years. Has been a high finisher and plenty of others besides that. Has a very good tournament record, a mile long at this point for What the Hells.
Oh yeah.
Cola himself, no slouch either, has been around for years and years. Won the Challenge Cup a couple of years back. Consistent main tournament runner other than that, basically. Cola's been around since Season 2, I want to say. And What the Hell's versus Cola was actually I believe it was the SGL 2021 finals matchup. Or was that 2020? One of those years. This is my 5th year adminning at SGL's OOTR tournaments. Everything kind of blends together a bit after 4.5 years.
Hopefully SombreV realizes this K-Sword is for a pre-completed Deku Tree.
Hopefully. Chat confirming What the Hell's Cola was 2021 SGL Finals, thanks. Okay, this is Nocturne for SombreV, so he's going to go to the well next.
The Retro is on a timer. Does need to find this long shot relatively quickly.
Yeah, like Shadow is a long dungeon. Water with the boss key on central bow target isn't too bad. You have to do about half the dungeon.
Yeah, but you have to reverse to GTG and then walk to water from GTG. It's not like the
Which is a
shortest amount
fair
of
bit of
time.
time. No, so Retro is almost done with Ganons. I think if he goes GTG after this, it's pretty close. Uh, Retro needs to not go Forest Temple is his big other option.
Yeah, I think he's going back to fire. See, equipped FW, or no, could just be setting FW.
Yeah, we'll see what he does.
Yeah, GGG is just the most dense place. I'd be surprised if he goes anywhere but I mean, never know. Depending on how SombreV checks the peaks here, could find Longshot basically immediately, or not Longshot but Dins.
Yeah, Dins I think was in one of the big chests. One of the chests is kind of out there in the main room.
Yeah, it was one of the peekable ones. So if you do the usual peek in the left corner there, you'll see it right away.
Mhm.
Yeah, this looks like GGG here for Retro.
Yeah, so this is gonna be pretty close, I think.
Depends on if you're on emulator or VC. You're at most you're missing out on a reset plus raising the water. So like, it's you lose less time than you do by than gaining from putting FW in Ganon's tower.
Yep. And there's go mode for someone.
Like if you're on emulator, I'd say maybe you like lose 30 seconds at most, like if that.
Mhm.
Yeah, lights is pretty hard to miss this seed. Depending on how Retro routes Fortress and GTG, this could be very close.
Yeah, this could be really close. Especially if Retro peeks the maze to see the chest sizes. I don't remember what the GTG key layout was off the top of my head, but yeah.
And I know some runners do HPA before GTG, so that could add on more time too.
Yeah, especially when you're one item from go mode. It's not unusual to see HBA first because it's fast. Because if it's on HBA, you save time. Longshot is, I think, second chest in the maze on the left side, I want to say Diesler.
Yeah, it is the one that is 2 key locked physically for logically. This is BGG first, at least. I don't know if they saw a big chest there in the maze. I couldn't see it on their screen. Maybe they saw it better, but there's light arrows for SombreV. I guess another edge for Retro is that Retro's already climbed Ganon's tower, partially, or SombreV has not. Wait, are they? Oh, okay. I thought they were leaving. I was worried for a second.
Oh, geez, yeah, that would have been bad.
I think he tried to backwalk and then didn't hit Z or something. Oh, this is gonna be a long shot right here.
Yep. Go load for Retro. Lost for Sombrev.
Yeah, if I had to estimate, I think Retro is about 3 or so minutes ahead of SombreV. Mostly because of the tower climb.
Yeah, I think that might be the biggest difference here. Been a pretty good race though. Very linear start with Spectre having just a little bit of a lead, a couple minute lead for much of the time, just due to slight routing differences, and then the difference between GTG and Forest, not GTG, Forest here, GTG and Well here towards the end.
It ended up not making a big difference because they both were required, but yeah. Honestly, like, Retro did all of IGC, which SombreV will not have to do. I think Sombre just did a little bit more overworld than Retro did, and that's gonna cost the extra couple minutes.
Dying to the Iron Knuckle and Spirit would not have helped either. Cost him a minute or two.
After Retro did do the climb and died to the Iron Knuckle.
And spent a couple minutes climbing back up.
I guess other small advantage that Sombra has BGF. So a bit easier of a Ganon fight in case Retro misses the one cycle. It's about all else that can happen. Retro is going to find the boss key here shortly.
Somple is about to get to the boat here.
They're gonna finish the bosses relatively around the same time. Probably Retro a
Yeah.
little bit faster, because the boat ride is kind of slow. I guess whoever asked about the time save for not having FW for water, we can find it right now. So boss key at 23. We'll see when they get into the boss chamber. I guess it's about 30 seconds, but maybe longer. They're on VC, so to be a little bit longer than that, probably. So the reset's quite a bit longer.
Yeah.
Actually, I wonder if the reset was even worth it, now that I think about it.
I'm not sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's like about a minute or so to fully reset, compared to where you'd be with FW in the room. Maybe 10 seconds faster if you're on emulator. But even a minute here, like, that's a lot faster than playing Prelude and climbing Ganon's Tower.
Yep.
It's a clean, quick cycle from Retro there. Yeah, Retro has a pretty solid edge here. Uh-oh.
Be careful,
Oh, didn't
Sombra.
play Prelude first.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem for Retro. Needs to do that.
Oh, it's confused. They don't have the boss key, I think.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I think this is Retro just being a little bit. Uh, okay, so it's worth noting that we are on a 15-minute delay. So both have been done for a good couple of minutes. I won't say how many exactly, but yeah, we do have Retro in chat. GG's. Well, yeah, there's the reset from Retro.
Wait, did you save Retro?
Good question.
I mean, you have okay, you have all the meds done.
Okay, save was in forest. Okay.
So he's trying to kill Salt and Pepper again.
Not a huge deal, but yeah, a bit of an oops there.
He's trying to make the race close for us.
Yep. Yeah, Retro still has the lead, but it's a lot closer due to that goof. Lost 2 or 3 minutes to it, I want to say. Well, getting told by the Iron Knuckles is not helping. Good thing he has double defense. There we go.
Honestly, a slip up on Ganon could be a difference maker.
Yeah, they're only a couple rooms apart here.
Not to. I can't jinx the runner. The runner's done already, so I guess I can't jinx them. Yeah, I have noticed this is a weird thing that I've seen with races lately, and I've been victim to it too. I mentioned like earlier how people are getting a lot better at bongo with like the one cycle. Me personally, I've been getting better at bongo and worse at Ganon, and I think a lot of other runners have been doing the same thing. There's been a lot of mistakes on Ganon this week.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's perfect. Stuff happens. But we'll see. They both have BGS, they both got a hammer, those are non-issues.
Yeah, Retro does not have BGS. It was deeper in GTG.
Oh yeah, Retro doesn't, yeah. Not gonna make a huge difference. Got hammer, hammer bottle.
Yep. Got the one cycle, so that would have been the major one.
Yep.
If I had to guess, this would be about a 40-second difference.
Yeah.
As we are approaching the end here, if you have any questions for either runner, this is your time to get them in chat now. We'll make sure they get answered, or at least asked.
Because there's Ganondorf down for SombreV. Just starting the Ganon fight. So, fun fact, there's a lot of different ways you can damage Ganon's tail. The one we usually see, and the one that both runners are using, is to store Master Sword Jump Slash and then crouch stab with a hammer. Because it does the most damage. Otherwise, Bikoran Sword works, Giant's Knife works, and you can use bow, bombs, hookshot,
Deku Nuts.
Deku Nuts is actually a very commonly recommended one. Especially for newer runners, if you don't have hammer, Deku Nuts have a really big hitbox. It's kind of one of those OT coded quirks. I don't know why Deku Nuts do damage to Ganon's tail, but they do.
On a fun fact, because obviously they never intended you to have Deku Sticks in this fight, Deku Sticks do the same damage as Master Sword too.
Huh.
So obviously you can't do that in this rule set, but if you're playing Glitch rule set, Deku Sticks do the same amount of damage. I mean, the dev saw no reason to change the damage value for it, so it left it the same.
Yep.
And that's GG for Retro with a 220.26.
220.38 time. Personal timers. 220.38 on the race time. Something got a little desync there. Now that it really matters here, the SombreV is not far behind. Just got a couple hits left. Yeah, there we go, and then he'll be done as well. Really good race.
About a minute difference. So the official difference was, if I go to the room here, 40 seconds.
You called it. 40 seconds is the difference here, because SombreV is going to finish up with an official racetime.gg time of 2:21.48. 18. Right now it's 2:20.38 and 2:21.18. We should be getting both runners in for an interview.
Hey.
How's it going?
Your retro GG's.
Thanks. It's not. I don't know. I have very conflicted feelings right now. That might be the most I've ever Pepega in like a single seed. I don't know what was going on, but
I cannot personally blame you for what happened in Shadow Temple because I did the same thing last week in my Francophone match. I did the Silver Rupee room in the beginning. I knew there was a key there. My mind wandered on like, how am I going to use my exact last two bombs the rest of the temple? I just walked out without the key and got to the end. I'm like, where's my key?
You're very scared because I'm like, I don't know where this key is. I don't know where this key is. Like, it's not in the first 2 checks. It's not in the first 4 checks. And it wasn't in like the ceiling spike room. So I was like, did I miss it in the trap room?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you got distracted by the big chest when you're looking for a long shot and just forgot about the key.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And we are joined up by SombreV as well as GG.
Hello, thank you, GG Retro.
Thank you, GG as well. I don't even have thoughts on the seed because I was just so like distracted by whatever happened on stream. The seed. I don't know. It was like I was really very unsure if I was gonna do ice. But I was like, it's path, so probably should.
Yeah.
At the time, you still needed skulls for Haver Boots too, so I think it's the right call to make.
Yeah. Because especially you're going in for the Zora's Domain path as well. Like you were gonna do river, Zora's domain, and it's like if you're there, probably should just do ice, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and you found Ice Song of Storm in River, I think. So
Yes.
you really want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was to Retro, you knew DMC was path to Bongo. We talked about this a bit in the race time room, but
Yeah.
Somfla, you misread that hint?
Yes, I thought it was.
You thought it
So,
was DMT, yeah.
So I skipped the well after my Jabu to find behind Fire Arrow in Spirit and in Well.
Okay, that makes some of your
and
writing make a bit
yes,
more sense then.
yes.
We
And
were
when I
very
went to the
confused
well,
why you went
I
to
was searching.
GTG.
Yeah. And when I went to the well, I was searching for claim check, and when I found Dins, I was, what the fuck? I don't understand.
I mean, it worked out for you, Somfla. The two of you had very similar routes up until beating Spirit Temple, basically. You did a little more checks and got 20 skulls a little faster, Somfla, but was pretty close. And then Retro went to the well after Spirit, and you went GTG, Somfla, and then you switched
Yeah.
places.
Well, that's because of the difference in hints understanding there of the DMT versus DMC. Because
Yeah.
I was like, I went Spirit because I was like, I could have done well before it. Because I mean, it could have been Requiem as well on Bolero, I think, for like Child, and there was a key. But yeah, then it wasn't that. So then I'm like, okay, well, it's well time, I guess.
Yeah, I think your routing made sense. I would probably do something very similar. Just clear your progression path area before you clear your
Yeah.
non-progression path area.
Yeah, nice bait as well on the right hand without a long shot. Or at least I didn't have a long shot.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Sompla climbed up Spirit as Child, died to the Iron Knuckle, which
Oh.
did not help, and then got the wallet on the second trip.
I was happy
Yeah.
for that.
So it looks like we both made our share of mistakes on this one.
Yeah. You can't do a perfect run. It's not an easy
No.
run. You have to do a lot of things. Ice, GTG, well. There is no DQ. I found the cookery sword just before the well because
Yeah.
I skipped bomb bullying as well to search behind my fire arrow. So yes. I knew that long shot was probably in well too, but I wanted to do my progressions and find dints and maybe find long shot in shadow or something like that.
Hmm.
I didn't want to do the well. If I can skip it, it's just a delay, so I'm not losing so much time for that, I think. And doing that, I skip trials. It's okay.
Yeah, Retro did Trials, and he had Furore set in Ganon's, but then forgot to get the Ganon's Castle Oboski on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that at the end.
It's an easy mistake. Most other settings give you the boss key directly.
Yeah,
Not having
dude,
to go
I
temple
was
time.
very confused. I thought I had that glitch where in the past, apparently there used to be a thing. I didn't know if it was fixed or if you warp out too fast, you lose the item. I thought that's happened. That's why I reset and didn't save. I was just
Oh,
very,
okay.
very
That makes
confused. I
sense.
was
Yeah,
like, okay, I
they
guess
did
I'm
fix
gonna
that glitch.
refill Morpha, but I already saved 2, so it's like, yeah, just massively confused in that moment. That's all I can say.
It happens. This was a really close race, though. No, like one. I mean,
Yeah.
40 seconds. There's a lot of different things that can be 40 seconds.
Yeah, but then also my timer wasn't synced because I hit like finish like 10 seconds before. I don't know what happened. There was a lot of things that weren't working
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, I got a
Yes.
trouble with my done too. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes stuff just doesn't work properly, but that was a good race, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
sure.
good. It's good that it was entertaining, I suppose. It was not for me in the moment, but
Yeah, stuff happens. Happens to us all.
yeah, but
Like
GG, that was close. all things considered, and we both play good. So
Yeah, GG, and good luck for the next.
Thank
have
you.
Cola or what the hell. So
Well,
it will be, I think,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
brother.
So
was
we
a
have.
fun- it was a
You will know
fun
your
time,
opponent next
guys.
to after tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're playing
it
at
was-
2 o'clock, and that will be a very intense match too.
Yeah.
It
What
was
the hell's
fun.
Cola? Rematch from SGL 2021 finals. Yeah, good luck against whoever you get, Retro. That will not
Yeah.
be easy.
No.
I hope you the best.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, and good luck to you, SombreV. We were talking about the Francophone tourney earlier. I know that's ongoing.
Yeah. I would prefer winning SGL than Francophone tournaments, but I will try to be in the bracket, but it will be hard because it's top 16.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of good players, and we will try. I'm actually in 1-1, so I have to reach 3-2 to get in maybe a tiebreaker. So we'll see.
Oh, good luck in that
Thank you.
tournament as well.
Yeah, but it's more harder with really bad settings sometimes.
All right then. Any last thoughts, Nath? I think that's pretty much here for us today.
I think that's about it for me.
All right then. Please give both
I
of
guess
our
I have
run-
one question.
Oh,
Sorry, where
actually,
was
yeah,
the
shoot.
last path end?
Oh,
And what
right,
was
you
it?
never got it. DC
No.
is Path to Vol for the hammer. It was an
Oh.
open grotto.
Oh.
You both did Valley Lake and Child 1. Sombra did open grotto after Child Fishing. You just
Oh,
warped
yeah,
out.
that's fair. Yeah.
You did it. I hope you climbed the MT with the bow because I saw you done that before. I don't know what is your requirement to do that, but in the past AGL you climbed the DMT to go GC with the bow, and I was hoping you've done that because it was a terrible mistake with
Yeah.
the bomb bag behind for strength 2. So I was hoping for that, but GG.
It's actually funny because
Yeah, no.
I met when you saw the bow there in I think it was in Graveyard or wherever that bow ended up being. I mentioned I'm like, oh, that's a great way to get you to take the bow, go up to DMC, go into Lost Woods, get your adult song, and then go child. But it worked out because you got strength 2 before going to going on the city for the bomb bag there.
So did we both go child at the same time?
Roughly the same time, yeah.
Okay.
I have done Kakashori before. Yeah, I don't know if you've done.
No, I didn't do that.
Okay.
But I think Valley Lake made a lot of sense here because of your spawn point and you're coming
Yeah.
out of range. So yeah.
Yeah, Kokiri Forest and Northwood Barren. One
Yeah.
is in range, so you go to
Yeah,
Valley Lake.
with both Lost Woods and Kokiri Forest Baron, it's such a dry early like Sphere Zero. You might as well check your other Sphere Zeros.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well that was my question, the last path. But
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I forgot that you hadn't seen it because you went
Yeah.
PC early with bombs anyway. Pretty quick checks, so
yeah.
it worked out.
Well, thank you for the restream. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure. GG's, and yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
So please give both of our runners a follow, Retropolis Zone and SombreV Vodka, as well as my co-com Netharian and our two trackers, Dave Virgil and Mara. Coming up ahead on the schedule, we've got more matches tomorrow. We've got 2 matches tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, Sponge versus Ecola, and What the Hell's versus Cola. That'll be at 2 Eastern to those 2 matches. Currently not enough volunteers to restream either. We do have a crew to restream Alexis versus Fair at 7 p.m. Eastern. Channel to be decided depending on what all Speedgaming has going on that day. But keep an eye out for that, and then we'll have more matches throughout the week. But for now, that's going to be it here for us. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.